What's so bad about living with your parents? I lived at home until I was 29. I paid rent. Not as much as I would pay living on my own. And I did some chores, but at a certain point, I realized that my parents had become my roommates. And I didn't really want to see them every day. Since I got a place of my own, I've been happier. Now I visit them once a week and still get plenty of alone time. IDK, I'm 28 and dad still doesn't want me to go. The nagging. In Asian societies, living with parents is considered as a responsibility. In most of the Asian societies, there is an assumed role reversal in your 20s. Till your 20s, your parents take care of you. Once you start earning, you let your parents rest and take care of them. For an Asian, it is surprising to see how many old people die alone in the West. But in the Asian cultures, the family takes care of the old people during the final years. But I think it is mostly influenced by culture. Asian societies frown upon individuals if they don't take care of their parents when they are old. Being frowned upon for living with your parents is really a Western thing. It's often the norm in many places around the world. Mine are abusive, so there's that. Top of my head. 1. Can't bring a woman back home. Or if you do, it's awkward. 2. My parents are retired and very social. So imagine coming home from work and having random people in your house. Or waking up on a Sunday and there's people in your living room. I need my space. 3. Expectations. When you're alone, you can visit them. You can go grab lunch. You can make some time for the chore your mom wants help with. When you live with them, it's a constant battle of, come talk to us, you never help me, and so on. You're an adult being treated like a teenager sometimes. 4. I genuinely want to do my own chores. My own laundry. Cook my own food. Clean my own space. At least my mom would never let me do that when she's around. Even if I make my own food, she'll prepare food for the family, so then it's just a huge waste. 5. Judgment. A parent is a parent and will behave as a parent for as long as you're living with them. Even if they say things as a joke, it still gets annoying. Like if I go out late, or come home late, or if I sleep late. Stuff like that. I was hot the other day and turned the AC on for a bit and my dad walked in my room and turned it off. I turn it on and my mom walks in. Turn it off, it's cold outside. Single quote. Like, okay, it's cold for you. I am hot. Let me be me. It depends on the person, the parents, and why you are living with them. If you're living with them because you want to and saving the money you would have been spending on rent, great. If you're living with them because you can't afford to move out and they are assholes, then that's a shit situation. Context matters. I think it's partially cultural dependent. In Germany, folks often move out as soon as they reach adulthood. So it's a form of getting mature. In Italy, on the other hand, it's pretty common to live with your parents until your early 30s. Without any bad connotation. Nothing at all. I'm a 57-year-old mom. My mill took us in when life got bad. For 4 months, I'd allow any of my kids to move back. Well, only 50% are adults and out of the house. It's the norm in many other countries. I want them to be happy. Not in a bad spot? Come on back. So I'm 38. I lived alone a few years. Then moved in with my sister when my nephew was born. Then mom moved in after dad died. Now I'm living with my family again, and while it drives me crazy, I'm also glad I wasn't totally alone through 2020, this year. It's great for a family that can get along. Some people cannot. It absolutely should not be looked down on though. From past experience, having to deal with 2+ people's bullshit in addition to your own constant pestering, complaining, nagging, lecturing, having to share what they want to do often interferes with what you want, need to do. The space that is yours is far smaller than it would be if you could afford a place of your own. They keep track of basically everything you do and won't hesitate to whine about it if they don't like it. Somebody will eat the food you were looking forward to eating yourself, regularly needing to wait for the bathroom, far less storage space for your own belongings. Quiet becomes much tougher to find. They barge into your room whenever they want. Parking becomes a chore. I don't think that's a bad thing. Personally, I have quite a toxic family, and for that reason, I got the F out at 18. So, emo. You're probably good parents if your children decide to stay with you a little longer. This differs in various cultures. But here in America, it is because of the perception that, after education, adult children living with their parents are worthless. We raise our capitalist children to work and be self-sufficient. If they can't even get a job that pays their own bills, they are viewed as lazy. If you cannot even take care of yourself here, you are simply not successful as a person. In my family, you had to leave at 18. My brother didn't take it seriously, and on his 18th birthday my parents stacked his belongings on our driveway. I got a 3-month furlough because I was heading to college, but I had to pay $300 per month for each of those months. I worked third shift at a factory for the summer. My wife's family is opposite. Their deal is you can and should stay home and work on school or getting a foot in the door and not have to worry about rent. One of her brothers became a firefighter, and those first few years were a lot easier knowing there was a house and food waiting. Now I can't say one way or the other, but I know in my family there were 3 kids and all of us had major struggles, and all of us had alcohol and drug dependencies. In my wife's family you had 25-year-olds with significant saving accounts, a solid car, healthy food in their bellies, and low stress as they transitioned into living on their own. My son will be welcome and encouraged to live with me as he builds his life. Lots of people in the West don't identify entirely with their parents as family members to mutually be with forever. They desire a distance, often due to their own personal aspirations, sometimes due to bitterness. As many have said, it's a very Western idea to move out once you're in your 20s and be independent. If it's more empowering to you, do it. But I don't see a problem staying with your parents because I enjoy it. And some of my friends want to move out not because they want to be independent but because of the unhealthy environment at home. So at the end of the day, it's your choice. Don't be bothered by other people's judgments. The general philosophy in the West is that you should go your own way and make your own life. If you live with your parents later into life, you aren't really doing that. In our culture, it is seen as essentially immature. This is not the case for all cultures. I wish it was more normalized in the United States. Our adult children live with us. It's beneficial to every single one of us. Expenses get shared, so there is no burden on anyone. We help each other out when needed, and we all have our freedoms. We respect each other's privacy. But we are constantly made to feel like we are a failed family. We're getting older, and having younger people around is a comfort. Naturally, they are free to move out anytime they wish, but are never told that they have to.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.